What's up, guys? John here, Titan Talk Tuesday. You know, it's a great day when you guys are seeing me on Tuesday because you know what? Tomorrow, we're halfway through the week. Hump Day is here officially, so at that point, it's always a good Tuesday, especially at Titan Talk, getting to come in with you guys, talk about some of the great therapies that we have, some of these really up-and-coming topics. Love to share this information. So big shout out to everybody joining in. What's up, Concrete Tabula? What's going on? 4M Superman, Melendez. What's going on? Jake Jacobs, my man. Dude's killer with the camera. All right. Via Alameda, what's going on? Titor, Melida Bodyguard. How you doing? Drewlin, what's going on? Is this guy a doctor? At Livewell. Okay, so who is at Livewell? Let's see who this guy is.
ATL, Atlanta, I believe.
At Atlanta Livewell. So I'm not the doctor. I'm the owner. But I've worked with doctors side by side for over 10 years. That's right, side by side, still to this day with medical providers. Looked at thousands of blood tests, worked with athletes, regular average Joes, from people who have serious chronic disease to people that are healthy as a horse and just want to feel better, perform better, and look better. So I have a lot of experience hands-on as far as this goes. And I can explain a lot of these different therapies better than some doctors possibly can. So at that point, I've got some knowledge to push on you guys, or to at least explain or help. Now, anything that's medical or, you know, how to use it or whatever it is, I can help to a certain degree. That's why we have the medical providers you do the consultation with, because that's the person that's going to be prescribing the medication, going over your regimen. I'm just here to help people out, to share the education of some of these therapies and how they may be beneficial to some people. Plus, I can share some of the life experience or some of the issues that we've dealt with patients and really help people, because people really don't know where to get this information from. And when they type in a question to Google, they get 1,000,001 different things back. Who's credible, who's not credible, who's going to give you the right information? It's really hard. Unless you have some time, it's hard to really go through and thumb through everything and read all the articles or information you're looking at, especially with the clinical research. So I hope that answers your question, at Livewell. T.O. Prep, what's going on? My man. All right. Eric Core, what's going on? Lana, Sexy 08, how you doing? Miramar Simpson, how you doing? Hulk Squad, my dude, I just talked to you. My dude, Vlad, what's going on? Mr. Kraft, Truck Company 43, Reborn Photography, CJW 4300. And it's me. It's time. Auto Detailing. What's up, brother? How you doing? Rain and Anthony, how you doing? John True 9, my dude, what's going on? CW, that's right. Jerry Ward's in the house. Dude, big shout out to Jerry Ward. It's my dude, man. He's doing a lot of big things, always has. I see he's doing a lot of great things with helping competitors out there. That's just one aspect of what Jerry can help you out with. Guy's very knowledgeable, been around the block more than once, guys. Good friend. I consider him family, him and his wife, Erin. Love your brother, and it's great to see you on here. David Conquest, or Crew Quest, how you doing? Brendan Joyce, Tucker in NYC. All right, Eric Cord, I need to jump on a program for work. I work security in Los Angeles. Eric, we can definitely help you out. I got a lot of professional security guards, personal bodyguards, a lot of different people that work clubs, whatever industry as far as security that you're working for, we can definitely help you out. And you got to be on point, especially if you do know, guys, if you work security, or ladies, if you worked security in the past, whatever job it was, security-wise, you got to be on point. You got to have your head on a swivel, making sure everything is where it should be. There's no red flags other places, and you got to just be on point. Like if you're tired, that's not going to work. If you're foggy-minded, that's not going to work. If your body's just not running optimal, right, energy-wise and all this, you're not going to be at your best, and you're not going to be able to secure things the best possible way you can. Okay, so it's really important. John the Celebrity called me in the middle of the workout to make sure I got my Titan gear right. That's right. Jeremy knows, dude. So if you guys don't know, man, listen, me and Sharice are here most of the time, and listen, we started this thing from nothing, right? We've done all the jobs up into now. So we know how to do everything. So at that point, if we don't have somebody to send out merchandise, listen, I'm doing it myself. That's right, CEO and president, over 9+ years here, and I don't care. I'm going to answer the phone. I'm going to talk to somebody on the phone, whether it's a lead or a patient that has a problem. If nobody's in here or my staff is busy, I'm going to pack merchandise if I need to. And you know what? If I don't have something, I'm going to call you personally like I did him. And I got a great package coming for you, dude. So I'm doing some extra stuff for you. So I hope you like it. But yeah, that's my man, dude. He's putting in the work, and he's healing faster and recovering faster, thank God. So big shout out to Jeremy Pringle out there, and my man Hulk Squad 40. Down to Fuller, what's going on? Rick Falil, how you doing? Fit for life. CJW, yo, bro, what's going on? Dwayne Day, my dude, he's recovering too from his shoulder injury. A lot of injuries. So we're not going to talk about injuries per se on this episode, but Friday, Titan Lifestyle, Big Drew, we are going to talk about injuries, right? How to prevent injuries, hopefully, how to train with injuries that you have, and we're going to go over one really big popular injury that's just all over the fitness industry as far as what I see right now. My man, Ryan Crowley, really good friend, right? He was here for a long time. He's from the UK originally, but was over here in Tampa for at least 1.5 2 years, and training at MI40 where we train. Me and Big Drew were really good, close with him. Like I said, good peeps. And obviously, if you guys don't know, he hurt himself really bad in Dubai. He tore his tendon completely off the muscle. So his pec was pretty destroyed. And it's a really, really bad injury. So we're going to talk about that, show the video if you guys haven't seen it. So tune in Friday for that. All right. Chris Razzle, Greek God, Mike Neal, my dude. Seeing you in your picture with your mom, man. Good pics, dude. Harvest Bowl. All right, my dude. I worked them all. So Eric, if you work all those different industries, you definitely got to be on point. Especially, I'm sure that you work out and train, right? You want to make sure your body's optimal, your mind is optimal, like you're just there all together. So I definitely got some things for you. Just hit us up, let us know. And we service guys nationwide, okay? At that point, if you guys need blood testing, you guys need hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, libido enhancers, which we're going to talk about as the therapy of the week for this week, especially our Superman and Wonder Woman's, okay? Rejuvenation detox for vital organs like liver and kidneys. You want to make sure you protect those. Healing peptides. So BPC 157, TB 500, peptides for weight loss, like all these different things we offer to you guys. Our big thing is to make sure that we're giving you guys the best therapies and the best medical provider support you could possibly get out there. That's right. So you guys can call, text every day. You guys are going to get a response from medical staff. If we need to, get on the phone or a video conference with the medical provider again, whatever it takes, we're there for you guys. All right? All right. So Ronnie Baston, what's up? Kyle Wheeler, my man, looking good out there. All right, so Dwayne Day says, I'm about to order another bottle of BBC 157. Hopefully that shoulder's coming around, man. What up, Big John? I just started IGF-1 with you guys about a month ago with my treatment. How do you recommend I cycle that? Because I heard you shouldn't take it continuously. All right, so good question. I'll answer this real quick. So IGF-1 LR3, we offer this as our therapy, okay? Great therapy. So you really want to take IGF-1 LR3 only up to probably about 60 days. And then you want to at least come off for 30, all right? Because you can build up almost a resistance to it, a tolerance per se, and at that point, it's not going to work very good at all. Sensitivity to it, you don't want to take it after 60 days. So I'd ramp it up, take it for about 30 to 60 days, okay? You should be able to run it pretty high as far as dosage-wise, but you should get great results too along with that in the 30 or 60 days. And then you come off for 30 days, reset, and go back on. And then you can just kill it again. You can continuously do this. But no, you don't want to stay on it like for 6-8 months at a time. It's just not good. It's just not going to work. So I wouldn't recommend it. Big Mac, what's going on? Eric True. Eric, you need to look at the trifecta. I work private security as well, and this has kept me on the up and up and healthy. True statement. And John, thank you for pointing that out. So the trifecta's got a lot of great therapies in it, from our ECA Stack Plus, Hercules Potion, and our Titan Complete. These are 3 top-notch therapies. The other thing I would suggest is, if you don't know, make sure you look at your levels per se, and make sure those are optimal and everything's dialed in there too as well. And these things will just add extra benefit in what you're trying to do from daily life, right? Quality of life, and then performance-wise for your job and other things like athletics maybe or working out per se, right? Big Daddy, Corey D, what's going on? Yes, saw Brian's injury. Yeah, it was pretty bad, man. Roman, what's going on? Larry Wheels is probably the only to have been able to spot Brian with that weight. Yeah. So Ryan, the weight he put up was like 485 pounds now. He's out there with Larry Wheeler, and I'm going to go all this Friday, but he was out there with Larry Wheeler in Dubai. And Larry Wheeler, if you guys don't know, this guy, Larry Wheels, he can put up a ton of weight, man. This guy, he's powerlifter type status. And if you're not built for that, you're not doing that, listen, you could cause damage to your body. All right. The healing peptides are amazing. Healed up my pec in half the time. So BPC 157, TB 500, guys, I swear by that. I've used it. Like Jerry Ward's out there's used it. Ton of our patients have used it. Got awesome, awesome results. Obviously, there's some injuries you're not going to be able to repair with this, like broken bones and stuff like that. There's just some things you're not going to be able to help. But on the flip side of that, inflammation purposes, this is going to definitely help with that. So whether it's chronic or an acute injury, you should definitely get some benefit from BPC 157 and TB 500, okay? And make sure you guys are getting it from a good source. All right. Cranian, the elite. I like that. How you doing? Brahman Kina, what's going on? The Morgan Chappelle. Angela, how you doing out there? Cast, my dude, Casanova. So if you guys have not met my nurse practitioner, Cass Fernandez, that's who I'm talking to right now. Very knowledgeable on our therapies. Obviously, he's prescribing them to patients or going over them, right? But he's in the lifestyle too. He's active. He's young. He's going through the different things of life that all of us go through, these different stages. As we get older, right, it's harder to recover. It's harder to get some definition or muscle. It's harder to lose weight. That's because we're getting older. So at that point, we want to make sure that your body is turned back the clock on the inside. We can do that with hormones per se, and it can help in a number of different ways. So my big shout out to him. What's going on? Jamal, what's going on? All right. Coda Legacy. Other than LR3 for long acting, are you guys going to get into DES for fast acting cell splicing? Good question. We don't, so the pharmacies won't make the DES per se. There was a straight IGF-1 we used to do before, but they stopped making it. So the LR3 is the only one currently out there right now as far as that goes. Good question though. Here, Coda, I'll get it. Texas whenever you can, man. Steph loves to lift. What's going on, girl? How you doing? Trend? Jamal? I think you're seeing Trend, maybe. Let me know. Hey, John, how are you doing with running BPC when it comes to your shoulders? I'm doing awesome, guys. BPC 157 has helped me so many times with my shoulders. So before, when we first got it, this is years ago, I had a real bad shoulder injury, but the golf elbow and tennis elbow were debilitating. I mean, I couldn't do a pull down, bicep curl. It was hurting both ways, right? And you use your arms for a number of different exercises, and you're going to get this pain. And with BPC 157 right now, I've got a slap tear, stage 3. It's pretty serious. They're saying I need surgery and stuff like that. Been running high doses of BPC 157 and TB 500, and obviously it's a lot better as far as that goes. It's not healed all the way. I still get some pain, or if I sleep on it, I mean, it's achy in the morning. But I'm lifting, right? Even on dumbbells. So I went from dumbbells from like 30 to 40 pounds, like, flat bench dumbbell press, and it was still hurting really bad. And I've worked my way all the way up. So I'm back up to 90s on the dumbbell press. I'm really, really happy with that. And I've learned some different techniques, per se, of better lifting for me. So everybody's body's different, structural wise, right? And the way that you push out, it can be different for some people than the other, right? Where muscle is and attachment and everything like that. So I found that for me, incline has not worked well. It always caused me pain, always caused me damage. And, somebody was telling me, that basically, the muscle right here is just, it's not going to be able to take that to the degree that I want to push. So I worked around some different methods of me pushing, right? For pushing exercises. And it's worked out well. So I'm not like an incline dude where I'm going back like this, but straight off pushing straight out, it works well for me, right? And it's more like pushing up, and instead of pushing straight out, I more push up. I don't know, it's just really weird. It's just the way naturally my arms go. It could be another problem with me, and this is where everybody's different. If you've had different injuries through the years, like me, I've had a broken clavicle on my right. So when you look at my shoulders, right? My shoulders actually, and you can see it, they go down. So if I just sit straight up, right? This is my shoulder straight up. You can see a slant. It's really weird. You can be like, oh, you're sitting that way. No, I'm not sitting that way. It's literally slanted. So the degree of how like far my arms are wide-wise is a little different too. Like, because the clavicle is like this. When I broke the clavicle, it went over. Now, you can either get a compound fracture, which means that it pops out of the skin, or it'll stay underneath and it's broken one way, shape, or form. So they don't actually put them back like this. They let the bone on the clavicle mend where it's overlapping. And the reason is, they said, is when it mends overlapping, it's actually stronger that way than putting a plate in there and having it like that. So the degree of where my arms are, it's different. It's something I've had to adapt to in my lifting and stuff like that, especially on chest. And chest day is obviously, for guys, I think it's one of our favorites, right? Especially for me. It's like, that lion, you have that big chest, right? So that's like more the alpha side, I think. But, chest is a big one. So you got to be able to work it. You got to make sure those muscles are firing in there. There's fibers. So it is what it is. All right. Morgan Chappelle, what's going on? I'm awesome on vacation. Steph loves the list on vacation. Enjoy it. Rest up. Bye, Jennifer's. What's going on? Emily, what's going on? All right. So Tren. So we don't do Tren. So Tren's not for human use. It's used for cattle. Originally, that's what it was. It's a mass gainer per se. So when they gave it to them, it gained a whole bunch of mass, right? And they wanted that. The bigger cattle, bigger the mass, the more they could chop off and make us some good steaks with. So I wouldn't really recommend Tren. I know it's a big one out there for a lot of people that are underground or getting this from black market and stuff like that. It's bad on the body. It's bad for cholesterol. As far as good cholesterol, HDL, it really knocks it down in the dirt. That's a big one. It can affect other things too, and it's not the best thing to take. When you take Tren, right? At that point, like when you take it, you get possible Tren cough, which is not fun, guys. If you've had it, it's like your lungs are on fire, dude. And you're like coughing up this fire and you can't stop. And I'm telling you, it's just not a good feeling. Other people, really bad night sweats, aggressive. There's just a lot of negative side effects. Now, listen, there's people that gain a lot of mass on it, strength and all that. Great. That's awesome. But I think there's other things out there that will work just as good, per se, and not give you as much negative side effects. That's where I'm at with it. All right. The real Dave Mo, what's going on? Attic Queen, what's going on? How you doing? Chops and Phil, the real Johnson Squirrel. Attic, hey, John, for the BPC 157. Would it help people with pain and inflammation that have fibromyalgia? So yes. So with fibromyalgia, it causes inflammation in the body. It causes pains. You just don't know, right? Now, fibromyalgia has been diagnosed quite a bit. And usually doctors, I'm just being honest, when they go through something and people complain and they go through all these different testing and all this different stuff, and at the end of the rope, they can't find the problem, they usually diagnose it with fibromyalgia. Now, there's different things out there that will help too, like medication-wise, but BPC 157 will definitely help with inflammation. So I think, yes, I know some people that do take it for fibromyalgia. I think it will help. All right. Scott, what's going on, my man? All right, Hulk Squad, I had severe hamstring abductor magnus tear a month ago. I started with BPC and TB500 for 3 weeks, and it feels amazing. Ask John how bad it was. Guys, the pictures were bad, right? So he even sent them in. He sent them in to the medical staff. They're like, oh my God, like it looks pretty bad. At that point. So, if you have these different injuries, BPC 157 and TB500 can definitely be a lifesaver as far as when it comes to healing, like I said, acute or chronic injuries. All right. Razor Claw, what's going on? Real Eden Lake, how you doing? Nice to see you. Batman 5209-1365. Must be a lot of Batmans out there. No Siller, how you doing? Mulatto Muscle Steph, what's going on? All right, Steph loves to fit. Are the Nectar and Hercules considered natural, or am I now enhanced? So Steph has a good question. So Nectar of the Gods and Hercules Potion. She asked, is she natural or is she enhanced? Good question. So our vitamin amino acid injectables like Hercules Potion, Nectar of the Gods, it's a natural thing, okay? And let me explain why. The reason is because there's no hormones in it. That's one. The other thing is it's just composed of vitamins and amino acids. So these are things that your body needs, right? It produces on its own, it needs, or it does not produce, and you need to get it from an outside source. So you are not enhanced per se. You might look enhanced when you take Hercules Potion for sure. But if anybody asked you for sure, like if you were going to do a competition, you're not enhanced. You're natural by guidelines that they set forth. When you start diving into hormones and stuff like that, or even when we get into the subject, who's natural and who's enhanced? Now, for me, like anything that we take into our body needs, that already produces, I believe that's natural. And when it comes to even testosterone, people are like, oh, that's unnatural, that's enhanced. Well, let's talk about that. What really means it to be enhanced? Because testosterone per se is naturally produced in the body by males and females. They just need it at different amounts, okay? So your body is naturally needing and producing testosterone. So introducing testosterone back when needed, I think that's the line right there. When needed, it should be natural. When you're talking about super physiological doses and people that do not need it, I think that's enhancement, right? They're enhancing what they already have. Like I said, I can get this argument all day with people that are natural, not natural about testosterone. And to me, it's natural as long as it's in the category of you needing it and replacing what you don't already have. If you already have a good level and you're taking in more, then that is enhancement. You're enhancing what you already have. You're going way above and beyond of what you have. So that's kind of where I lay the groundwork right there. I need to come see you guys. Raina said, what? You definitely need to come see us, Raina, for sure. If you do, I'll make sure we give you a free pair of leggings and stuff like that just coming by. Any question you have, throw them out, all right? And we can help in a number of different ways. All right, so what product can help me get up muscle mass? All right, so Raw777 Gonzalez asked, what product can help me get up muscle mass? All right, so there's a couple different things, right? One, and I recommend this, when somebody says, I want to put on muscle mass, I always go with MK677. Now, make sure the diet is good, make sure water intake's good, but MK677, ibuprofen, it's going to help with hunger, it's going to help with strength gains, it's going to help with sleep, raising IGF-1 levels. This is all going to help with lean muscle mass, right? Because you need to start lifting to really gain lean muscle mass. You can't do a whole bunch of cardio and gain lean muscle mass. It just doesn't happen like that. You can shut off bad weight and lean up, right? And have nice quality lean muscle mass showing through, but you're going to have to lift. You're going to have to do some sort of weight training. And that's where this really comes into play, because it's really going to help strengthen that training. It's going to help increase the hunger, so you're getting those calories in to build the lean muscle tissue. I think that's a big one. People, they forget about that. To grow, you need to eat. You got to feed yourself to eat to grow, right? Just like a plant. Like, you can't expect a plant just not to grow. It needs water. It needs sunshine. It might need nutrients that it gets from the ground or you're feeding it to grow. So the same with your body. You got to give it the right things to grow properly. So MK677 is a good one. The other ones I would mention is maybe IGF-1. CJC 1295 within Perelin, that's another good one. These different therapies. Now, Hercules Potion can help with recovery, muscle pumps, and more strenuous activity. So at that point, you can go and do more work if that's per se. So it really comes down to this when we triage this question: are you eating enough? Do you think you need to eat more? How's the recovery time? Like, all these things come into play. Are the other hormones optimized? That's another one. Is your free and total, what's your age? We get into a lot of these different questions because, if you say, listen, what do I need to put on muscle mass? I can say a couple different therapies, but to really break down who you are, what are the specs of you per se, and that's age, weight right now, intake of food, training frequency, all these different things, all these different variables come together and to really give you the answer. It's like an algebra equation, right? You have all these different variables in there, and you plug in the numbers, and then you come up with the answer. So that's what it is. So be happy to go over all these things. Real Ian Lake, how are you doing? Nice to see you. All right. So you're welcome, Steph. Any other questions, you be sure to just shoot them out. I'll answer them for you. Hey, John, do you have Semirelin peptide? If so, do you have what do you think about it? All right, so Semirelin. So yes, Dwayne Day asked, do we have Semirelin? Do we carry Semirelin? Yes, that therapy, that peptide, we've had since the start. So Semirelin's been around longer than any of the previous peptides that I mentioned. As far as CJC 1295 with Imperelin, these peptides are the predecessors, right? they are the ones that came after Semarelin. Now, Semarelin is a GHRH peptide. It's a growth hormone releasing peptide. And this was the first. And this was supposed to take the place of growth hormone. That's where they originally developed it. It was for dwarfism and stuff like that. Now, Semerelin's good, and it used to be really good because that was pretty much the only option for growth hormone releasing peptides. But if you're going to look at something like that, I would definitely look at the CJC 1295, and you get the Imperolin in that therapy. So you're getting two different peptides. They're going to help stimulate the pituitary. And that's what Semerolin does, right? It naturally stimulates your own growth hormone to produce. The difference between CJC 1295 and Semerelin, CJC 1295 has a longer half-life. It's going to stay in the body longer. It's going to produce a lot better result. And that's why we utilize that more with our patients. And we don't even bring up Semerelin anymore because it's really obsolete. When you really start talking about these new growth hormone releasing hormones or peptides, you know, these are the ones that work the best. They're the new bad boys on the block, and they're going to produce a better result. And if you're going to go with the two, I'm telling you, Semerelin by itself or CJC 1295 with Imperolin, I'm going to take bets on CJC with Imperolin every time. Every time. All right? So I hope that answered your question. Need tests also. Yes. So tests, we have tests. We do hormone replacement therapy. Good night, bro. All right, Ronald, I don't know where you're at. It's 6:30 here, but, you know, hey, listen, we have people from all over the world that tune in or download these things. So lots of love to everybody in the world out there. I appreciate you tuning in. Hey, how long can you run MK677? So I would run MK677 for 60 days, 90 days, tops. Give it a break, right? And then come back on if you want to. But in that 30, 60, 90 days, you're going to probably see some dramatic increases in a lot of different things. The only caveat that I tell you guys about this, and I warn you guys, so forewarned is foretold. If you take MK677, you better make sure you don't have any sweets in the house you don't want to eat. So if you got kids, you better put some things into play where you're not grabbing this stuff. The other thing is water. You're going to have to drink water. Your intake of water, you need to get one of those. I swear, this has been the best thing for Sharice. She ordered these jugs online, right? And Sharice was not that big of a water drinker before. She would drink water, but she knows, and I told her, you need to drink a lot more. So these jugs, they have like these times, and it has like little things like, you just got started, you have a lot more to go, you know, all these different things. And it's almost like a contest every day. She's gone through more water than I've ever seen her in these days, just because of that jug. And like, it's like a mental thing, like it's an unconscious thing that she needs to drink this water. So that's one thing that I would recommend. Carry your jug with you, carry your bottle of water with you. I always carry a liter of water with me everywhere I go. You usually always see me. Pictures, I always got a water, I would put it down. Wherever I'm going into, I always have that water. That's the big thing. Next thing is this. Take it at nighttime. Take it before you go to bed. I know some people that want to take it during the day. Fine. Other people, it might make lethargic. Other people, it might make them too hungry. That's why I tell them, right before you go to bed, when you're laying down in bed, have that bottle by your bed. When you feel like you're getting tired, you think you got probably about 5 minutes before you crash out, you're just really tired, you want to go to sleep, grab that pill, swallow it, and go to bed. Don't do anything else. Make sure it's at the end of the night, right before you go to bed, take it, and boom, you should be good. It should squash the hunger, because usually that G-Ron, that hunger hormone, is getting stimulated at night when you're sleeping, so you're not really thinking about it. You're not up to like, oh, let me eat everything. Plus, it's another benefit, right? IGF-1 levels are usually the highest at nighttime when we're sleeping and in the morning, right when you get up. So at nighttime is really, I think, the most beneficial. And the reason I say this is because most of the repair, the recharging, everything in your body is usually, you know, getting over is usually at nighttime when you're sleeping. That's the time when your body's, you know, that's its charger, right? That's its recovery period. That's the best time. So I think that's the best time to take MK677 for patients. All right. Adding GW50156 and BPC157 to HGH. Anything else you think I'm missing for cutting while preserving muscle while coming back from an injury? All right. So GW, that's another peptide. All right. So you're running that, and you're running that for recovery purposes. BPC157, you know, and HGH. You know, I mean, listen, if you're running real HGH and stuff like that, that's obviously going to help recovery time. BPC157, TB500. So if you want to throw TB500 in there, I think that's going to be a really, really good one as far as that goes. Now, cutting while preserving muscle. Good one. So ECA Stack Plus, that's going to be a good one. AOD 9604, that's going to be a good one. But for really fast results, I mean, honestly, I think ECA Stack Plus is going to be your best bet. It's going to give you energy. It's going to give you focus. It's going to help you cut. And then when you're in the gym or recovering, as far as rehabilitation, it's going to help you there. You're not going to need any pre-workouts or anything like that. It's not going to put you into catabolic effect. You shouldn't have any issues there. So I think ECA Stack Plus is probably going to be your best bet at adding into there, cutting while preserving muscle. All right. Will this live be posted later? Yes, it will be posted later. So if you guys miss something or any issues like that, it's going to be posted later on the page. You can go back, check it out. It'll be on our IGTV.
8 p.m.
Yep. About 8 p.m. it should be up there. IGTV has all of these. So if you guys are looking for previous Titan Talks or Titan Lifestyles with Big Drew, they're pretty much in there. So if you guys want to look in there. Now, for you girls out there, I was going to bring this up later on, but for you girls out there, right, we're going to have Rachel Daniels, IFBB Pro and Titan Medical exclusive elite athlete, and she's an Olympian, all right? She's going to do Titanette Time with Rachel Daniels, and I'm going to co-host it with her. So at that point, this is going to be, and we're going to do these every Wednesday. We're starting shooting tomorrow. So if you're a female and you have questions about anabolics or, what's the best thing or diet or all these different things specifically for women, we're going to do a show just for you guys. I thought it was really, really key because you have me talking on Titan Talk on Tuesdays, me and Drew kind of chop it up. That's from a guy's perspective. And now listen, I've dealt with a lot of women, right? I know me and Drew's coached women. He's trained girls. On medical side, I've done it all with them as far as that goes. I've had multiple Olympian girls on my team and been with and helped. So at that point, it's going to be a great, great thing, I think. I think a lot of women are in the dark about things. I think there's husbands out there, fiancés or boyfriends. They might be getting questions from their significant other, and they want to give the right answer but might not know. And they ask one of their friends or they go online and they look up this stuff and they might not know it's credible. They might not know it's right. So we're going to give you guys some straightforward answers. And this is good because we're going to be on the medical side portion of it. And then we're going to give you the perspective from a bodybuilder side from her, from an athlete. And she's not just a bodybuilder. She was a gymnast before that, an MMA fighter before that, or after that, I should say, before bodybuilding. So, there's a lot of different perspectives out there and different things that she's went through too that I think is going to shine light on a lot of these different topics that we all want to know about, girls and guys. All right? All right. So, all right. Yes. What's going on, Strength Addicts? My man Christian, I got it. I got an interview for you set up. I'm going to set up with Rachel for sure. So let's get in touch. You're welcome, Real Eating Leg. No problem. But listen, look out for that Titanette Time, that Titanette Talk. That's going to be a good one for sure. Yes, Iron Heroin's going to be in the house. All right, will leggings be mandatory for the Titanette Talk?
This guy.
Yes. So for Titanette Time, definitely she's going to be wearing leggings. She'll have all different types of outfits. Rachel likes to change it up. So she'll be in here. And like I said, it's going to be really, really cool. I think you guys are going to love it. All right? Okay, so, hey, John, can I invest in a Titan Medical? So, Dwayne, we're going to be doing some things here, I think, in the future where we're going to expand out. A lot of people ask me, hey, John, why haven't you expanded and done more brick and mortars out there? So the reason is this. The reason is because me and my wife, Cherise, created Titan Medical Center from nothing. Zero. Nothing. Literally, $2,000. I had a medical doctor that would work with us. I had a place we could rent by week that was a medical facility. And we just worked by patient. One patient, and just kept rolling. Want to give them the best results. They were the only one. Work on them. Get them the results, right? Move on. Word them out because they had such great results. And people started noticing. No money for advertising. We have none of this great stuff that we have today. So at that point, it's really hard to let my baby go to somebody that might not care as much about it. And nobody's probably going to care as much about it as I do or she does. But is not in it for the right reasons. Here's the real reason. Most of the people that came at me about creating franchises, because we have our franchise arm open, joint ventures open, we service nationwide anyway, so I'm like, But the real reason was because a lot of these people were money people. That's not a bad thing at all. But the whole thing was, hey, listen, how much money am I going to make and how fast? That is not the reason that we got into this. When me and Sharice got into Titan Medical Center or created Titan Medical Center, this was about helping people, like legitimately helping people, because Sharice was in the medical field for 13 years previous. And at that point, I was helping out athletes, working with medical doctors, and just seeing what was going on. And it was just horrible. Like, I'm sure that you guys still face it today when you guys go into a general practitioner. Like, literally, you're having to wait all this time to go in to see somebody, even if it's via telemedicine. You're not getting all your questions answered. They're not really focusing on preventative or anti-aging health. It's more like, hey, listen, if it's broke, we'll fix it. You know, if you have something else, we got to wait till next time. You know, and they're not really worried about what's great for the patient, what can really help the patient. And that's where it came to play. So I don't want to see it ruined by somebody, because God forbid somebody opens one of these type medical centers and they're not doing things right and somebody gets hurt, because we're not selling TVs, we're not selling toaster ovens, we're helping people's health, and we're dealing with people's lives, literally. So at that point, if something happens, hey, John and Sharice did it. Those guys are Titan Medical, they did it. So that's the big scary thing for me, you know. But it is open, and it is going to be done. It's just got to be with the right people, and it's got to be in the right situations, guys. I don't care. I won't compromise. I'll stay where I'm at, and we keep building and getting bigger anyway. So at that point, I would like to do that in the future, though. So yes, there is going to be opportunities, and I will let you know, Dwayne, when that does happen. All right, guys. So let's get into our first topic, the therapy of the week. And this one's a good one. I think everybody likes this. All right, it's a libido enhancer therapy. Our Superman's and Wonder Woman therapies. So what are in our Superman or Wonder Woman therapies? So with this, we use sildenafil, which is the generic for Viagra, or we use tadalafil, which is the generic for Cialis. And with these different ones, they work pretty much the same way on the vascular system, okay? They work a little bit differently as far as reaction time. Like when you take a sildenafil or Viagra, it's pretty much, listen, a breeze of the wind could come by, you could think about something, and you have an instant erection, okay? With tadalafil, Cialis, you can take it daily, and it's not like that. It's more like you got to get in the moment, you're kissing, you're feeling, you're touching, and then you have no problems getting up. So with this, it works great for women too. The reason is, when it's working on the vascular system, it's pushing blood down to the extremities for both guys and girls. So with guys, obviously, we're going to get a good erection, okay? For girls, it's pushing blood down to your lower extremities, so more sensitivity, which will cause, right, better feeling hopefully for you. And it can increase orgasm rate too as well. Now, you guys don't have to have erectile dysfunction, performance issues. You don't have to have those things to take these. And I wouldn't recommend taking these every time per se, but if you have something really special coming up, like Valentine's Day, anniversary, you guys are going on vacation, you know, listen, some people, the guys, right, it's a thing called whiskey dick, and I hate to use that term, but that's one that's most commonly used with us guys out there, and, you know, locker room talk, right? And what happens is people drink too much and they can't get a good erection, okay, for guys. So this is something that will help, and you don't have to think about. So let's say, I'm not saying you guys are out there getting drunk, but listen, let's say you're going out and having a good time with your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever it is. You're having some drinks. Or maybe it's a first date. You never know. Second date, you guys are out and you're having a couple cocktails, a couple glasses of wine. It might get away from you. It might, drink 3 or 4 glasses. And hey, listen, you don't want to have to think about performing later on. Like, oh man, am I going to be okay to get this up? Or am I going to be all right? And man, this girl's new. I really want to impress her. So you can really set the precedence. Like, first impressions are lasting impressions, right? So, at that point, you can utilize these libido enhancers, and we have a lot more, okay? But these are just focused on our Superman and Wonder Woman's. But we have other ones. So girls and guys together both like sexual pleasure. Whether you're heterosexual, bisexual, asexual, it's just a common thing with people. Like, we were put on this earth, and there's a reason that everybody procreates out there, and we were meant to procreate, and we're using these functions. So at that point, it gives great feeling afterwards to orgasm. So I think a lot of people, like, just for that benefit, it increases serotonin and stuff like that in the brain, mood enhancing as far as that goes. So we know that